Michael uses English reading to relax after work. He reads slowly, focusing on pronunciation of calming phrases. The peaceful activity helps him unwind. He discovers that English can be comforting, not stressful. Lily and Ethan agree to practice English for 7 days straight. They update each other daily. Lily feels proud when she keeps the habit going. Emma shares something she learned this week. She speaks carefully, focusing on pronunciation. Members listen kindly. She realizes she enjoys speaking more than before. Daniel describes his family using simple sentences. Members ask friendly questions about them. He speaks clearly and calmly. He enjoys the warm discussion. At my first English conference presentation, I stood on a big stage with bright lights. The microphone made my mistakes sound louder in my own ears. I finished my talk, but I knew it could have been much better with stronger English. That experience turned improving English from a wish into a clear goal. Jason talks about his sleep habits. He uses simple phrases to explain how he tries to sleep early. Members share their tips too. He enjoys the relaxed talk. Each sentence in my English report felt heavy. I used simple words because I was afraid of making mistakes. When I finished, I knew I had more potential than my English allowed me to show. That realization motivated me to study seriously. During an international transfer, the signs were only in English. I felt small in such a big space full of unfamiliar words. I asked staff for help and understood only parts of the instructions. That confusion made me want to listen and read English better before future trips. Grace shares a childhood memory in English. She uses simple grammar to stay confident. Members enjoy the sweetness of her story. She feels proud expressing herself clearly. A learner reviews a vocabulary list and realizes they remember more than expected. The recognition feels warm and surprising. They are going to celebrate by learning one extra phrase. Quiet wins inspire future steps. I borrow an English book from the library and write tiny pencil notes in a notebook instead of on the pages. I note phrases I like or questions I have. Later, I review only my notes. The book leaves my hands, but the language stays with me. I imagine my day like a necklace, and each short English moment like a bead on the string. I read a bit in the morning, a bit in the afternoon, and a bit at night. None of the beads shine alone. Together, they make something beautiful. Olivia asks Liam about holidays in his country. He describes one traditional celebration. She enjoys learning new cultural details. Emma helps a group of travelers understand group tickets. She explains why it's cheaper. They thank her with big smiles. Emma feels cheerful. Jason practices quick conversation changes. He responds to different topics with short sentences. Members switch topics quickly to challenge him. He feels his reflex improving. At night, I open a simple English story to relax. I enjoy reading slowly and understanding the meaning. The peaceful atmosphere of the evening makes learning gentle. This habit brings calmness to the end of my day. A learner pauses and realizes how many English words feel familiar now. The feeling is small but encouraging. They are going to continue reviewing their list tonight. Reflection strengthens motivation. In the morning, I decide to read a short English text before I check my messages. The rule is simple but powerful. I give my attention to my growth before I give it to notifications. This priority changes how my day begins. Noah helps a tourist with heavy bags find a path with fewer stairs. He explains the long but easier way. The tourist looks relieved. Emma shows a tourist where the bus waiting area is. She points to the sign and explains the queue system. The tourist smiles warmly. I sit by the window each morning and read a short English text. The morning light helps me stay alert and focused. I learn a few new words and feel motivated for the day. This quiet moment supports my learning journey. Lily practices her English with Ethan through short daily messages. She writes slowly and checks her grammar. Ethan encourages her warmly. She feels her confidence growing. Jason admits to Chloe that he sometimes makes grammar mistakes. He says he tries his best each day. Chloe tells him mistakes are normal. He feels safe being honest with her. Noah explains which entrance leads directly to the shopping area. He uses clear gestures to help. The tourist nods happily. Noah enjoys the friendly interaction. Noah describes a habit he wants to improve. He uses short and positive sentences. Members give suggestions. He feels supported by the group. A learner reads slowly, savoring each English sentence like a soft melody. Progress feels gentle but steady. They are going to take the next chapter tomorrow. Learning grows beautifully when it follows its own speed. A staff member asked me in English whether my bag was fragile. I didn't know the word and panicked for a second. She explained using gestures. That moment encouraged me to learn more practical vocabulary. Emma joins a quick, "How are you?" game at the club. She answers with a full short sentence, trying to sound natural. Members respond warmly. She feels comfortable starting the session. The security line was long and the English announcements kept changing. I tried to follow the instructions but misunderstood "remove jacket" at first. I cleared security on the second try. That experience reminded me that English helps things move faster. In a silent room, someone practices reading English aloud. The quiet space gives their voice room to grow. They are going to repeat the same lines until they feel smooth. Progress echoes softly in still places. Michael wants to ask Grace when the store closes. He fears mispronouncing close. He says, "What time do you close?" slowly. Grace answers politely, making Michael feel more sure of himself. Lily chooses a children's English book to make reading less stressful. She worries her pronunciation is too slow. She reads each page out loud, focusing on simple sentences. The gentle story helps her feel calm and confident. Michael tells a very short English story. He focuses on stress and rhythm. Members enjoy the simple plot. He feels happy practicing storytelling. The officer asked me in English to remove my shoes, but I misunderstood and removed my jacket instead. People around me chuckled softly. I corrected myself quickly. That moment encouraged me to improve my listening skills. Emma reads a short English story during her lunch break. Some sentences confuse her, so she rereads them aloud. When the meaning becomes clear, she smiles with satisfaction. She loves seeing her progress in small moments. At the entrance, I finally said, "Table for two, please," in English instead of just pointing. The host smiled and repeated it back naturally. That tiny success felt bigger than it looked. It showed me that every small English phrase builds my confidence brick by brick. I was curious about the origin of a traditional dish and wanted to ask in English. The sentence felt long in my head, but I tried anyway. The waiter happily told me the story behind it. That moment made me realize English can turn a meal into a cultural lesson. Emma tells Mark she feels stuck in English sometimes. Mark reminds her that progress is not always visible. She feels comforted and encouraged to continue. Olivia meets a visitor trying to find the right bus. She checks the schedule and explains which bus to take. The visitor repeats it to be sure. Olivia smiles and says, "Yes, that's correct." Noah joins a 1-minute speaking challenge. He speaks slowly to avoid mistakes. Members cheer for his effort. He feels motivated to try again.